Kazue, I brought you some tea.
Oh, thanks very much, Oichi. Ever since we conquered Greenleaf and Fontaine, I've been quite busy.
My lady, you need to make sure to take care of yourself. You're our leader. What good will it do for morale if you seem to look like a tired mess?
I know. But you know, it feels like only yesterday I had just finished getting Ignis in order. And now that we obtained Greenleaf and Fontaine, I have to rework everything. All that work for nothing.
But it's all important work that you do. And the fact that you harbor the responsibility shows you care. Just make sure you take time to rest and relax.
Don't worry, I know a certain someone who gets bored easily, don't I? Besides, I'm almost all done with my plans and policies. I just need to finalize details by checking up on resources and facilities of the new kingdoms.
Oh, that reminds me. I have finalized the report on Greenleaf and Fontaine.
Jeez! I was about to ask Motonari and Motochika to get on that, as you know the most about their respective kingdoms. Thank you, Oichi. Mind reading it while I enjoy this tea?
Of course, Lady Kazue. Jigglypuff, did you bring the report? Thanks. Okay, let's start with Greenleaf. Greenleaf has a more humid climate that is caused by a large overgrown forestation, which forms a jungle-like natural ravine which grass-type Pokemon love to inhabit. It also means more exotic crops can be grown, which is the main source of food for the kingdom. There is also a gold mine that is the main source of income for the city, though due to the kingdom's scarce amount of metals and materials for tools, they can't make full use of it. Its Ponigiri shop also contributes somewhat to Greenleaf's income through tax, but struggles in getting its necessary ingredients to make heavy profit. Apparently, the local crops are ineffective ingredients. The treasury currently stands at 3,000 gold.
I see. So they have an abundance of fruit and veg, but lack the area to grow them and no real means of making consistent profit. I think there are some ideas I can work with. I'll get Motonari to finally comb them. I expect he can get everything sorted. Now, what about Fontaine?
The earth of Fontaine is exceptionally more damp than that of the other three kingdoms, making it harder for crops to breathe and grow. As a result, Fontaine relies heavily on its vast quantities of water for fishing to provide most of their food. However, many believe it won't last more than a few decades. Its natural ravines are home to many water-type Pokemon. Building new facilities will be made difficult due to the overly damp soil. The main marketplace holds many shops, selling items to Ponigiri at a higher rate than Aurora, likely due to how difficult it is to get goods to sell. Fontaine's treasury currently stands at 2,000 gold.
A kingdom that finds it hard to obtain food and goods, but has the land to be able to generate revenue and develop further. It seems like Fontaine and Greenleaf are like polar opposites of each other. There are a few things I can do already to help in the long run for each. Thanks, Oichi. Now that I have that done, I can finalize everything for all 4 kingdoms. I'll send scouts to report in the next 3 neighboring kingdoms, and we can plan for the next battle.
Oh, don't worry. I already sent some people out. They should return sometime between today and the next few days.
You sure work fast. Thanks for your hard work, Oichi. The tea was lovely. Take the rest of the day off. If I need you, I will call for you. I'll use your report to finalize my plans and call it a day unless anything urgent happens.
It's an honor, Lady Kazue. I'll take my leave. It looks like the scouts have returned. I'm sure they will be giving their reports to Lady Kazue right now. Hey, I know! Jigglypuff, let's go make Lady Kazue some more tea and a snack. Yeah, I'm sure Lady Kazue will appreciate it, to help her get through all that work. And I'm sure we can help her with her plans too. Then we'll rally up the warriors and Pokemon, ensure the kingdom will be fine in Lady Kazue's absence, and then we'll... Huh? Is that music I hear?
there, Lady Oichi.
Come and join us, basking in the glorious day.
Oh, forgive me, Lord Motonari and Lord Motochika. I didn't mean to disturb you. I was just entranced by the majestic melody.
No need to be so formal. We are all warriors in service to Lady Kazue. But I do agree that Motochika is certainly gifted in the art he weaves with his shamisen.
We all have other sides and hobbies. This is just how I like to relax. The skill comes from hours of practice. Now I can make a melody that all can enjoy and dance to. Right, my partner?
Do what?
Shamisen marvel enchants all those who hear him, armed with his bachi.
Is that some sort of poem?
A haiku, a short poem. Let me guess. You just made it up.
What can I say? I'm a fan of the arts. In my downtimes, poetry is something that reminds me there can be peaceful times. This one enjoys it, don't you?
Servine.
Speaking of things of beauty, now, this may be due to my old age, but I have to say, Lady Oichi, I don't believe black lines under one's eyes are the latest in fashion trends.
Huh?
And now we arrive at the issue at hand. You certainly do a lot for Lady Kazue. However, all of it is self-imposed. The truth is, you are overworking yourself to death.
The two of us haven't known you for long, but we can tell when someone is trying to overachieve too much. Tell me, why do you serve Lady Kazue?
Oh. Well, Lady Kazue just had this aura to her. Like she had the potential to truly unite all 17 kingdoms. Not to mention, I didn't feel like serving Lord Hideyoshi.
Do you doubt her ability to do the job?
No, not at all.
Lady Oichi, we know about your connections to Dragnor.
You mean, you?
We don't plan on saying anything unless you want to.
That being said, answer us this. Do you believe you need to do so to prove your loyalty to Lady Kazue? Do you fear she will see you as a spy?
No, it's not that. It's just, I'm not a great warlord like the pair of you. But I want to help Lady Kazue to know that she can rely on me.
A valid response.
It's normal for someone to want to prove their own skill and worth. However, it is that ideology which makes up your biggest flaw.
Huh?
With the mindset you have right now, you are aiming beyond your capable reach. You are human. It is impossible to be perfect. So you should only aim for one thing, to be the best that you can be while accepting your own limitations.
Plus, while you might not think of it at this moment, your actions have two major negative effects.
What do you mean by that?
Lady Kazue is by far the youngest to take the helm as warlord of a kingdom. And naturally, that means everyone has good and bad assumptions of her. There are going to be those that see her youth as a means of bringing new change to the world. Likewise, there are those who doubt her due to her inexperience. If she doesn't show her ability as a capable leader compared to the other warlords, then the people will lose faith, especially if she can't fulfill her duties. No leader wants to deal with their people starting a revolution against them.
It's at this time that I'm reminded of a saying that I heard from a traveler from a distant land. How can a king trust his people to follow if he doesn't have the trust of the people? If you replace the role of king with Lady Kazue, I think the saying can be justified. Like how you want to prove your abilities to Lady Kazue, she needs to prove her ability to the people of the kingdom she commands.
I never considered that. To think my actions may be hurting Lady Kazue's reputation.
It is easy to be ignorant on how your actions will impact others. But the other impact is on a more personal note for you. It's as clear as the sky on this beautiful day. Lady Kazue relies on you a lot, and that you are important to her. However, if you keep this up, you will be unable to give Lady Kazue all of your support.
Overworking naturally accumulates fatigue, and sooner or later it will cause you to crash and break down. What would happen if you were to collapse in the middle of a battle? How might it affect Lady Kazue?
She's likely to be able to act confident because she knows she can rely on you when the time comes, of course. Whether you realize it or not, you are a critical pillar of support for her. If you are unable to support her and this army, who knows what could come to pass?
Should the maiden sleep, tragedy shall befall our leader, as the kingdom burns.
A sad ballad from our resident bard.
Lord Motonari, Lord Motochika, thank you for your wise words.
No problem. Just consider it friendly advice from your elders.
You are surrounded by capable allies, united in a common cause. Change can't happen overnight. Just promise to ease up on the workload you burden yourself with. For Lady Kazue's sake.
You're right. I promise not to overwork myself for both my own and Lady Kazue's sake.
That's the spirit. Wouldn't you agree, Lady Kazue?
Lady Kazue, you were listening? When did you arrive?
Sorry for eavesdropping. I only heard from you when you said you wanted me to know I can rely on you. To be honest with you, Oichi, I agree with Motonari and Motochika. I wanted to bring it up, but I couldn't find the right words, and I didn't want to offend you, Oichi. You are an important ally, and more importantly, a friend. I don't want you to overwork yourself for my sake. If anything, I'm the one who should be overworking. Not my people, not my allies, and not my friends. Oichi, I never wanted a slave, I wanted a person. I wanted you as a friend and an equal. To be honest, I'm still learning on the job, which is why I need people to support and guide me.
Lady Kazue, please forgive me.
It's water under the bridge. Now's the time that we both move to brighter pastures. I was actually looking for you all to start a short meeting to discuss a few things, but why don't we just hold a meeting here in the sun? Beat staying in our room the entire time.
Sure. What do you need to talk about?
Has the time arrived to make our next move?
Yes, but first, I would like to discuss my new domestic and economic policies for the Four Kingdoms. Looking at the reports, Ignis, Greenleaf, and Fontaine each have different resource needs that the others have an abundance of. Ignis has a lot of access to metals and materials for tools, but lacks any appropriate land to grow crops for food. Greenleaf has an abundance of crops and vegetation, but lacks the land and tools to harvest them. Meanwhile, Fontaine lacks suitable crops to grow due to the soil's high moisture levels. In order to fix everyone's problems, I want to establish a trade route between the three kingdoms.
A trade route?
I see. Taking advantage of this newly established peace between the kingdoms.
Ignis supplies materials to Greenleaf, who provides appropriate crops to work best in Fontaine's environment, which in turn supplies food to Ignis. The only issue I can see in this journey between the three kingdoms can be lengthy, thus making the caravans prime targets for bandits and robbers. However, I expected you have already considered that.
Yes, and the answer is simple. Aurora.
Oh! By turning Aurora into the main checkpoint for the trade, not only is the travel distance cut in half, but it also means that goods can reach their destination sooner.
Exactly. In Aurora, exchanging goods can happen practically instantly, meaning that traders can begin the return journey sooner. Besides, unless the bandits are either stupid or have an obsessive ego, they're not going to attack an entire kingdom to rob merchants.
Sounds like you thought all this through.
Next are some individual changes to Greenleaf and Fontaine. Starting with Greenleaf, most of the revenue will come from the gold mine, which will be fully operational with new equipment. But I think we can create another source of revenue. If we can create some natural parks from the vast vegetation, we can attract tourists and researchers to Greenleaf. For Fontaine, I would like to adapt it to become more of a trade-focused kingdom, allowing it to generate revenue from imports and exports. We can also make use of its natural harbor and possibly look to trade with other parts of Ransei, such as Terrera and Viperia and eventually Nixstorm. Since the two of you know each of your kingdoms better than myself, I'd like to leave the responsibility to you, Motonari, Motochika.
Of course. Leave it to us.
Makes sense. We'll get the job done. Motochika, if you get me specifics on the Fontaine's farmlands, I'll get a full list on the best produce you can grow ASAP.
I'll prioritize it at once.
Excellent. I'll work in preparations in Aurora and have Takatora and Rikyu work on Ignis's preparations. Next, let's focus on our plan of battle. Our scouts gave me the reports of the next 3 possible opponents. First is Violet, the kingdom of electric-type Pokemon, led by Lady Ginchio Tachibana, leader of the Tachibana clan and likely looking to unite all the kingdoms.
Electric types. Bad for water and flying Pokemon. Would be great to have ground types.
The army is made up of 5 warriors. Other than Ginchio, there is also her husband Minashige, who has just returned from training in Avia.
Both will prove to be a tough opponent. They are pretty well known as competent warriors in all of Rensei.
I think it would be a great idea to link our recruits with Whoopers found in Fontaine's ravines.
The next closest is the fighting-type kingdom of Pugilist, led by Lord Yoshihiro Shimazu. Their army is 5 warriors large and also looking to conquer the other kingdoms.
Yoshihiro is a highly regarded battle maniac. Not only is he strong, but is known to join the weaker sides for the thrill of battle, as he puts it. I should mention that there is an infamous rivalry between the Tachibana clan and the Shimazu clan.
Ugh. Dealing with the fighting types will be a pain. Not only are they strong against normal types like Eevee and Jigglypuff, there aren't any real advantages available to us.
Wait. I saw a flock of Starly fly Aurora bound. Their flying type will provide very helpful, if we can recruit some.
Lastly is the bug-typed kingdom of Chrysalia led by Lord Yoshimoto Imagawa. His army is also made up of 5 warriors with no real notable threats from what we can tell. It is also the furthest kingdom from us, and will require us to conquer either Violet or Pugilist before we can attack it.
I don't actually know too much about the warlord of Chrysalia. What about you, Lord Motonari and Lord Motochika?
I'm afraid I've not had the pleasure of meeting Lord Yoshimoto. Motochika?
I've only heard rumors. Apparently, Yoshimoto is a huge fan of the arts and is incredibly dedicated to his hobbies, so it's likely he won't be looking to unite the kingdoms.
That being said, bug types are weak to fire, flying, and rock types, but are strong against Greenleaf's grass types.
Okay, I think I have a plan that should work effectively.
Oh, a crafty scheme from the bashful youth. This sounds good. What have you concocted, Lady Kazue?
Our first target will be Violet, led by myself, Oichi, and Motonari. Meanwhile, Motochika will maintain the 4 kingdoms in our absence. I'll trust your leadership. The main objective is to capture Violite and recruit the Tachibanas. Motochika specializes in flying-type Pokemon, which will be beneficial when we battle Pugilists. Not to mention their clan history will help with finding and exploiting a weakness in Lord Yoshihiro.
Sounds like a plan. Leave it to me. What's next?
It might sound odd, but I believe it's best that we should attack Chrysalia before we face Pugilists.
And face Lord Yoshimoto? Why?
I get what you're thinking. You want to try and recruit Yoshihiro, don't you, Lady Kazue? You are assuming what he would do upon defeat and are limiting his options. Because of his personality, he wouldn't go to Terara or Lucio and join with the underdog Yoshimoto. Conquering Chrysalia will force him to decide either to enlist with us or become a wandering warrior longing for battle. That would eat him up inside.
Exactly. And besides, we will need to conquer it anyway, so it's best to do it while we have an advantage. We wouldn't want it to suddenly become a threat later into our campaign.
I see. How insightful.
Motonari, you will swap roles with Motochika during the battle against Chrysalia. And when we attack Pugilists, you will join the rest of us. And hopefully with the Tachibanas.
The grand finale is an all-out assault against Pugilists. A brilliant melody we will weave. No issues from me.
The prodigal warlord proves her worth. You clearly thought of every detail. Count me in, my lady.
Lady Kazue, you are my leader and close friend. If I have no faith in your decisions, then I have no right to serve you. I witness the sight of the future you will forge for Rensei.
Everyone, thank you for believing in me. I don't deserve this loyalty. Well, maybe not yet. Alright, we will bring victory. Not for me, but those, people and Pokemon alike, who place their trust in us.
To victory!
Well, with all that out of the way, I suggest we take the rest of the day off and begin working on the new policies and battle prep tomorrow. I mean, it would be a waste to relentlessly work on such a beautiful day, right? Let's just enjoy this day while we can.
That will certainly improve morale.
I'll go get us some tea and snacks to enjoy in the sun.
Motochika, would you please grace us with your musical prowess?
As you wish, my lady.